Welcome to Gunners Report, your ultimate destination for everything Arsenal. From breaking news and match analysis to transfer updates and tactical insights, Gunners Report brings you closer to the heart of the club we all love. Whether it's pre-match build-up, post-match reactions, or the latest rumours from the Emirates, we've got you covered. Join us as we follow the journey, celebrate the victories, and analyse every moment, because here it's more than football. Tease Arsenal. Subscribe now and stay ahead with Gunners Report, where every gunner belongs. Arsenal take on Manchester City in the Premier League as they look to claim a huge result in the final stages of the title race. Mikel Arteta is looking to avoid defeat, although a victory would give the Gunners the biggest of potential boosts. After winning in midweek on aggregate against Sporting CP, the club made history by reaching back-to-back UEFA Champions League semi-finals. Yet for the fan base, a season without silverware will still feel incredibly painful, which is only putting more pressure and emphasis on this game. Arteta and Pep Guardiola's battles over recent years have been much closer, although the defeat in the League Cup final proved to be very damaging mentally for Arsenal. In terms of the team, there remain some injury concerns, making it difficult to consider who might start in some areas. After earning a man-of-the-match performance in Lisbon, the Spaniard's form has dropped off a cliff, and his distribution has fallen into question. Christian Mosquera. Back into the right-back role, the Spaniard performed well, and despite Ben White getting a week's rest, the display shown on Wednesday might convince Arteta to stick with Erling Haaland versus Gabriel is reignited once again. But as Arsenal focus on defence, the Brazilian could be useful in being a threat from set pieces too. Piero Hincapié, very welcome returner. After a short period out, his work rate against Sporting was excellent, and it will need Tobeonito stop Semenyo. Martin Zubimendi, the Spaniard, earned the man of the match on Wednesday, which came at the perfect time to lift the midfielder's mood and form ahead of this big test. Declan Rice, despite being ill, the now captain for the moment, played the full game and was again a standout, holding down the middle third, while Zubimendi pushed forward Eberechi Eze. Another big welcome return to the team. Eberechi Eze will be massive for Arsenal in this game and has been a big moment player against City before. Noni Madueke hoping to recover from his knee issue suffered on Wednesday. There is optimism that he could make it back in time. Kai Havertz. The German just feels like the best option for this game, to provide better hold-up play and links as well, over Victor Gyökeres, who struggled against his old side. Gabriel Martinelli on the break. The Brazilian can be very dangerous, but has struggled for form this season in the Premier League and needs to find it here. The 6-point lead Arsenal have at this stage is an impressive one, but with the momentum shifting in Manchester City's favour, every decision will feel more important than the last for the Gunners' boss. Prior to the Champions League quarter-final tie against Sporting, "No fear, pure fire" was Arteta's rallying cry to the players and fans. And as the Spaniard calls for pure fire from those around the club, some may be hoping for the same in his tactical setup in the final few weeks of the season. Novel solutions, on and off the pitch, no matter how small, might decide the title. So let us take a closer look at how Arsenal have played recently and what this means for the ruin. In recent games, Arsenal have stumbled by their usual high standards, with losses to Manchester City and Bournemouth in the Premier League and Championship club, Southampton in the FA Cup. In the Carabao Cup final, Manchester City boss Guardiola appeared to nullify much of Arsenal's build-up with ease. City set up in a 4-2-4 block, with Erling Haaland and Ryan Cherki blocking the middle of the pitch, while Antoine Semenyo and Jeremy Doku pressed Arsenal's centre-backs, angling their bodies in ways that blocked passes to the full-backs. Arsenal struggled for a few reasons. City's 4-2-4 allowed Arsenal's central defenders to keep the ball, engaging less proactively compared with Bournemouth. The key for City was to make it hard for Arsenal to access their midfield duo, while giving them reasons to doubt the pass into their full-backs, and ultimately enticing Arteta's team to play the ball long, where City then had a back four and one or two midfielders back, ready to mop up loose passes. Bournemouth looked to apply pressure more aggressively. Instead of lining up with a flat front four, their left-sided midfielder James Tavernier moved inside to support his central midfielders, particularly when Kai Havertz dropped deep looking to form a midfield three with Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice. This decision left Ben White free at right back, but striker Evanilson constantly looked to curve his runs to block off passes to the right, making accessing the full-back harder. City and Bournemouth's press differed slightly, but there were principles both used that were effective. One being how both sides looked to funnel Arsenal's play down the left. Gabriel was challenged to dictate the game from deep areas, something his counterpart William Saliba is better at. When play was forced down that side, Andoni Iraola's team were able to lock on in a man-to-man fashion. When this happened, Arsenal's player. This is Arsenal's biggest game of the season so far, as they have the chance to smash a result against their Premier League title rivals. Manchester City have all the momentum, motivation and belief, and that will prove a huge challenge. But titles are not handed to you. They have to be won, and that is exactly what Mikel Arteta believes his side can do. Pep Guardiola, meanwhile, maintains that if they lose this game, then they kiss goodbye to their title hopes. It will not be that simple, but it will be a monumental moment for the Gunners if they can claim a victory against all the odds. Who Arteta picks will be absolutely key, so selections need to be made with that in mind. Football.London reporters Tom Canton and Jake Stokes have picked their starting X is to face Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Tom Canton, Arsenal reporter. If there is any hope to get them fit, they play. This is a game that requires the best players to be involved. Play through the pain, get the result, and then let the others secure the points in the games where they really should win. Sadly, that seems impossible for Bukayo Saka, who Mikel Arteta confirmed will miss the game. However, for Noni Madueke and Jurrien Timber, there remains hope of their involvement on the day. Contingencies are available if not, which sadly may be required. Arteta says he is going into this game not even thinking for 1 second about a draw, but there is no doubt I would take one if offered. It is so important that the Gunners do not lose this game, and that is what makes it such a dangerous affair. Jake Stokes, reporter, I reckon Mikel Arteta will go back to basics this weekend. Of course, the Arsenal boss will want to win the game, but he'll also recognise that his side only needs a point to all but extinguish Manchester City's hopes of winning the Premier League. That's not to say the Gunners will play for a draw. They won't. Pep Guardiola's side must win. They can't afford to leave the Etihad Stadium with anything less than 3 points, so they'll be the team that wants to control the game, launching attack after attack. I think Arteta will use that to his advantage, soak up all the pressure and play on the counter-attack. Of course, that game plan could go out the window if they concede in the opening quarter of an hour, but as it happens, Arsenal have the best defensive record in the English top flight, so I can see the Gunners boss playing something like a 4-4-2 or even a 4-5-1 out of possession. David Raya between the sticks, the same backline that started the Carabao Cup final, with Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi in the middle of the park on the wings. Arsenal will need runners, players who can work hard on and off the ball, with Kai Havertz in the middle and Victor Gyökeres. I'd love to see Eberechi Eze start, but I just fear that he would get swept away, with Manchester City likely to be so gung-ho. Stokes' Arsenal 11 versus Man City, Raya, White, Saliba, Magalhaes, Hincapi, Rice, Zubimendi, Martinelli, Havertz, Trossard, Gyökeres. Just 6 points currently separate Arsenal and Manchester City in the Premier League, with Mikel Arteta describing Sunday's clash at Etihad Stadium as a big opportunity. It's certainly the most important one because it's the next one, the Spaniard told reporters on Friday. We have earned the right to be in this position, to be challenging and with the possibility to win, and the opportunity to win on Sunday, arguably against the best team and the best manager that this league has ever seen. That's a huge privilege, and we can't wait to play the game. And we're going to prepare the game to win it, that's for sure, and we see that as a big opportunity for us. The North Londoners go into the clash with a number of injury concerns, however. Mikel Merino and Bukayo Saka have been ruled out of contention by the former Man City assistant coach, while Noni Madueke faces a late fitness test after coming off with a knock against Sporting CP in midweek, Arteta said on Friday when asked about Madueke. Well, we have another training session tomorrow, so he didn't look that bad after the game, and he was quite positive. He's a player that pushes through pain, so I'm hopeful that he can be available, but we have to wait and see if he's able to join tomorrow. There are also question marks surrounding the fitness of Martin Odegaard, Jurrien Timber and Ricardo Calafiori. On the trio, Arteta said, "Yeah, we will try again. Some players are quite close, but the turnaround is short, so we will try tomorrow to push everybody, and if they are in good condition, they